Alright, so if you make something in jQuery or JavaScript and it requires some images that may be pretty big that require them certain ones to be there before other ones. So for example, this is a slider that I made today. It all these images need to be here for this effect to work, and they need to be here when the page loads, okay? Or if not when the page loads, right thereafter. Because you can't load each image when you click a button, because sometimes the connection will take too long and then the images will show up blank. So you have to preload the images, okay? What does preloading mean? Preloading means as soon as the page loads, it tries to load all of the images. As in, it doesn't wait for you to load the images. It just loads them all and then you use them. Okay? That's the difference. So the way it happens and it doesn't work is when you put the images in and you create them as you go. That's where it doesn't work. So we're going to preload with jQuery. How do we do that? Well, I've got an array of images. Now, this is a special case, so I actually have an array where each item is also an array. And this is just two-item array. I have the location of the image and then the link that goes along with this image. And I'll just explain what that is real quick. There's a link down here that actually changes each time. So if I actually inspect that, you can see that the link is web 3, and if I go here, now it's web 2, and I go here, web 1, and now it's web 7. Okay, so that link is different. That's the only reason that's there. Okay, so we've got an array. Okay, so what we need to do to preload the images, okay, is we actually have to loop through all the images, create image objects out of them, and then use the image objects. Okay, we don't want to use images as they come in. We want to use image objects. Let me explain. Down here, right here, is where we right here is actually, that one's the last image. Let's go up right here. Right here is where we actually loop through and add every image to the page. Okay. Normally, what you could do is you could append, instead of appending that, okay, we could have this li that would be like this, and then inside of the li we would have an image. Okay, so we would do image source equals whatever, close the image. Okay, if we did it this way, it would load the images as it added them to the page, which is not good because as it adds items to the page, you can actually see what's going on. Okay, that's bad. The user shouldn't be seeing the images starting to load. So this is basically loading the images as I'm adding to the page. This is bad. What we're going to do instead is we're going to create up here, we're going to loop through this array, and we're going to do, basically we're create, I'll space this out for you so you can read this a lot easier. We're going to create an image. So we're going to say var image equals, and actually this is going to be a jQuery object, so I'm going to use a $sign. All my $sign objects are jQuery objects. So var image equals, and we're just going to create an image, just like that. Now, what we're also going to do, along with that, and that's not what I'm going to do, right there. Okay, so now I've created an image. And now I want to add the source, and you can see right here below, but source equals, and then in my array, it's pix I, because I'm looping through, and then the 0th element. The 0th element being, this is 0, this is 1. You can ignore that part. That's only for my stuff. But this is that. Okay, so basically what we've done is we've created an image with a source. This is when the image is now loaded. Okay, again, nothing with the page has happened yet. Just the images have been loaded, and it loads them all. And now what I'm doing is I'm creating a blank array of jQuery objects, and then I'm going to push each image into that array. So all I've really done is just loaded each image and created an array out of the loaded images. It's a very simple process. That's all it is. 4 lines of code. Then, where I normally would have done the image right here, instead of that, I'm going to create the li, and then I'm going to put that image in. Now, the eyes are actually matching up because there's 2 arrays now. There's the pix array, and there's the images array. But the indices match up. As in 0 is this first one, 0 is the first one. 1's the next one, 1 will be the next one here. So they exactly match up, so I can use I. So, where I create a new li for the first one, I'm appending the first image. So, basically, to preload images in general, you have to load the images first, and then use the variable that you loaded the image into, not the image itself. because once you've loaded the image into a variable, that variable holds all the image data, the loaded image data. So that is basically how you preload images with jQuery.